The biggest international news right now coming is from the West Asia region. A barrage of nearly 200 missiles launched by Iran October 1st hit Israel. India today has now accessed first visual evidence. Look at the images on your screen. The fact that there were definitely some missiles that did touch the area around the airbase in Israel, because that was the target of Iran. And that was the impact by the super weapon, as they call it, of Iran, Fattah-2 hypersonic missile. And it did leave a gaping hole. This was on the hangar roof of Israel's airbase. What is a hangar roof? Why is it needed? This is where fighter jets are usually placed. Now, we don't have clarity yet if the F-35 fighter jets, which are very prominent for Israel's Air Force, if there has been damage to the fighter jets or not, but there's definitely been a gaping hole found in the hangar roof area. The damage was done by the Fattah-2 missile that managed to also penetrate through a very sophisticated Iron Dome system that Israel has had. This hypersonic glide vehicle warhead that Iran has had finally was thrown toward Israeli territory, and it boasts a range of about 1,500 kilometers. That's not usual. The speed is about Mach 5 and 20. The missile can, and this is where it gets important, can evade defense systems, even that Israel has, with trajectory changes. What about the missile? What does it look like? It has a spherical solid fuel engine and has a movable nozzle. These are the images on your screen to help you understand what is this super weapon Fattah-2 missile. Now, the missile is also equipped with hydrogen fuel and can accelerate outside Earth's atmosphere too. So it's super developed, super sophisticated, but even within the atmosphere, there is an aerodynamic control surface. And that is why maneuvering it, managing to evade the defense systems has been able to happen because of Fattah-2 missiles. Iran decided to finally use it, but for the first time in their attack against Israel, and also in many ways showing that this is a big boost to Iran's firepower. And that is where Iran has said that this will get stronger and sharper if Israel does not take a step back.
We have the ability to reach and attack any point in the Middle East, and those of our enemies who have not understood this until now will understand it soon. We know that the holiday is not complete without the abductees. We are obliged to continue and do everything to return them, and we grieve for the voids that have fallen.
و ما به هیچ وجه به دنبال جنگ و خونریزی نیستیم. از موقعی که بنده به عنوان رئیس جمهور انتخاب شدم در تمام صحبت‌ها تلاشم بر این بوده که بگیم ما به دنبال صلحیم، ما به دنبال آرامشیم. هیچ کشوری، هیچ منطقه‌ای با جنگ نمیتونه به توسعه برسه. ما به دنبال جنگ نیستیم. این اسرائیل که ما رو وادار میکنه که عکس العمل نشون بدیم.
So let me tell you about the before and after. What does Israel's Nevatim air base that has been hit? Iran says massive damage. Israel denies all these charges. What did it look like before and after? Take a look at that and how we've accessed these satellite images, and that's why one of the first visual evidence for you. That's how the air base and the area looked like. This is where you can see the damage. The damage that you see here, where we've circled it for you, this is the hangar roof. This is where underneath, as usually is a protocol, there are fighter jets or important equipment and ammunition that's usually kept. Now, we do not have clarity if the F-35 fighter jets were hit or not, or have they been moved to a safer location. But definitely, at least it does look like there was definitely a slight damage to the hangar roof, if not at all to the other areas of the airbase. Because for Iran, it is the military bases for sure that is on target. Remember, it was barely 2 days ago when Iran finally got involved. Till now, it was the proxies, whether it was Hamas, Houthis or Hezbollah. This time, Iran decided to fire these missiles, hypersonic Fattah-2 missiles, and that managed to pierce through the defense system of Israel. Till now, remember, the sophisticated Iron Dome system. When it came, you can see the dome system managing to intercept most of the missiles and stop it so it does not hit the territory, does not harm civilians on the ground. But with the Fattah-2 that managed to also become a big boost now to Iran's firepower, used its deployment for the first time against strikes, sending it toward Israel, it managed to definitely penetrate through and hit some of the areas. Nearly 200 missiles rained on Israel on 1st of October. A majority apparently missing the mark. But there is one Iranian missile that did manage to penetrate Israel's famed multi-layered defense system renowned as the Iron Dome. This missile is none other than Iran's latest Brahmastra, the hypersonic medium-range Fattah-2 missile. The missile strikes hit areas that are near key Israeli military bases, including the Nevatim, Tel Nov and the Hadzerim airbase. These are home to Israel's F-35 fighter jets used in the aerial strikes and raids in West Asia. Iran claimed several of the jets were destroyed, a claim that has been denied by Israel.
We have the ability to reach and attack any point in the Middle East, and those of our enemies who have not understood this until now will understand it soon. We know that the holiday is not complete without the abductees. We are obliged to continue and do everything to return them, and we grieve for the voids that have fallen.
This is the first time Iran has used its Fattah-2 missile, and its aim was to target and pierce Israel's air defense. This missile is a big boost for Iran's firepower. Fattah-2 is equipped with a hypersonic glide vehicle warhead, boasts a range of 1,500 kilometers with speed between Mach 5 and 20. It is an astounding 5 times the speed of sound. The missile can evade defense systems of Israel with trajectory changes and has a spherical solid fuel engine with movable nozzle. Fattah-2 missile is also equipped with hydrogen fuel, which helps it accelerate outside the Earth's atmosphere, while it can steer within the atmosphere using aerodynamic control surface. The Fattah-2 missile used by Iran marks a big escalation of war with Israel. All eyes will now be on Israel's next move. Bureau Report, India Today. So Israel says that this will get sharper and stronger if Israel does not take a step back. Israel, meanwhile, has vowed to make Iran pay for this aggression, saying that Iran made a mistake on this and for attacking Israel and will have to pay for it. Iran, meanwhile, continues to be defiant and saying they stand with Lebanon and Gaza. So remember, this is becoming a huge regional conflict. Israel, meanwhile, is also ramping up its ground operation in Lebanon. In areas like central Beirut, there has been another strike that did happen, and they are saying that the IDF maintains these are Hezbollah quarters that they are targeting, which are underneath even some densely populated areas.
طور دیگه عمل کند پاسخی محکمتر خواهیم داد و این چیزی است که جمهوری اسلامی بهش پایبند است.
It has become clear that what is happening is collective genocide. We call for serious efforts for a ceasefire. Security will not be achieved without achieving a just peace, and this will not be achieved in a region except by establishing an independent Palestinian state with East Jerusalem as its capital on the borders of June 4th, 1967.
I am here in Tel Aviv, outside the Kiryat military headquarters, where just last night, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met with top security officials in order to decide on a response to Iran's missile attack. Iran launched 2 days ago over 180 ballistic missiles at Israel, sending millions of Israelis to bomb shelters. The response, we are told, could take the form of a direct hit on Iran's gas and oil fields, as well as other strategic sites, and or targeted assassinations, not unlike the assassination of Hezbollah's chief Hassan Nasrallah on Friday.
It's not just about Israel and Iran or the regional conflict. The world is watching this unfold, and could other countries also be dragged into this? Specifically, what are the Western nations saying on this? Let's listen in.
Remember, we negotiated a similar strike on the West Coast before. and they worked it out. It's time they won't even talk, so let's get that done.
I join you in condemning the attack by Iran just recently. We stand with Israel, recognising her full right to security and to self-defence. We do need to pull back from the brink and to encourage all parties to find a way to de-escalate and for a political solution to the very many fronts of the crisis in the Middle East. And of course, foremost in our minds are the hostages still held after such a very, very long time. They should be released immediately and unconditionally.
I strongly condemn the ballistic missile attack launched yesterday by Iran against Israel. The spiral of violence is threatening the lives of innocent civilians. It is also leading to a generalized conflict in the region, and this must be avoided by all costs.
So the focus now comes in on one man, Ali Khamenei, or as he's called, the supreme leader of Iran. He's been moved to a safer location while Israel has decided to vow that they will make Iran pay for this. But Khamenei, meanwhile, also has been putting out statements that this is war, this is jihad, and that Israel will have to face consequences. So let's take a look at this report about how and why the focus is now on Ali Khamenei.
The biggest declaration of war. Iran ended all suspense by directly launching missiles into Israel on Tuesday. While it did manage to hit Israel's military bases and targeted Mossad headquarters, Iran is on its toes. Its supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, the man who ordered the direct attack against Israel, has made his first appearance since being moved to a secure location. Khamenei called for the West to leave the Middle East, blaming the regional conflict on the United States and its allies.
The root of the problem which causes these conflicts, wars, tensions, is the presence of the same people who claim that they want peace and tranquility in the region. I am referring to America and some European countries.
Claiming the region will live in peace if the West leaves.
If they removed their evil from this region, without a doubt, these conflicts, these wars, clashes will disappear completely. The countries of the region can damage themselves, manage their region, live together in peace, health and well-being.
Meanwhile, Israel's offensive against Lebanon rages on as it tries to dismantle Hezbollah military infrastructure in South Lebanon, triggering another warning from Iran.
باید این جانی رو سر جاش بنشونم که دست از این کاراش برداره، چون اگه بخواد ادامه بده به این سادگی نی. دفعه دیگه اگه بخواد کاری بکنه که امنیت ما رو به هم بزنه، ما هم امنیت اونا رو قادریم به هم بزنیم و قطعا اگر اونا بخوان کاری خلاف اون مسائل رو انجام بدن، پاسخهای بسیار محکمتر از اینی رو خواهند گرفت که دیشب نشون داده شد.
Israel has vowed revenge against Iran.
איראן עשתה ערב טעות גדולה, והיא תשלם על כך.
All eyes are now on whether a bigger war is on the cards. Bureau Report, India Today.
Remember that while India has its own policy over this issue and conflict, it has also stood against fight against terror. But then it also concerns Indians in Israel. There are approximately 18 to 20,000 Indians who are residing in Israel, but there are many more skilled Indians with opportunities that they are looking at in Israel specifically, whether it's in the infrastructure, healthcare and construction sector. There are many young men specifically who are eager for jobs and have lined up for recruitment. That is a layer also to this conflict coming in, because Israel for now has decided to not give those jobs to the Palestinians. Here's a special report about it.
A war-torn West Asia is an opportunity for the skilled Indians looking for jobs in Israel. India became a safer hub for Israel to recruit young labor force after they suspended work permits of thousands of Palestinians. The Israeli government approached India to recruit many Indians to plug the skill gap in the infrastructure and healthcare sectors. Indian youth has grabbed the opportunity, seen lining up outside recruitment centers in states like Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra to secure an employment in Israel. These recruitment have continued in phases throughout the year. Recently, in one such drive in India's Pune, around 5,000 men were selected for skill jobs of carpenters, blacksmiths, tilers and masons. Between December 2023 and March 2024, a total of 16,832 candidates appeared for skill tests, out of which 10,349 candidates were selected. So far, about 5,000 selected candidates have migrated to Israel. 4,800 are working there. 1,500 more were sent in September. Those selected are earning a salary of rupees 1.92 lakh per month, in addition to the bonus of rupees 16,515 per month, along with medical insurance, food and accommodation.
हम यहाँ एनडीसी से आए हैं इजराइल में अच्छा से काम कर रहे हैं काम में कोई दिक्कत नहीं है और प्राइवेट से जो लोग आ रहे हैं उनको भी यहाँ मतलब दिक्कत हो रही है कुछ लोग तो फिर थोड़ा बहुत परेशानी हो रही है लेकिन यहाँ हम लोग कोई दिक्कत नहीं है हम लोग सही तरीके से इसे इजराइल में मैं बहुत बढ़िया हूँ और बहुत बड़े अपने घर में पैसा भी भेज रहा हूँ खा कमा रहा हूँ अच्छे से मुझे कोई दिक्कत नहीं है सर
The Indian Embassy in Israel has issued an advisory for Indians to stay near safety shelters and avoid unnecessary travel.
Indians are replacing the Palestinian labor in Israel and the Israeli government is preferring Indians, a hard-working lot. But even as situation escalates in West Asia, some may want to come back to India, but not many will be able to give up the opportunity to work in Israel and earn as much as they can, despite the grave risks that they face in the war-torn West Asia. Milan Sharma for India Today.